Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So again, this is going to be a bit of a different video. So in this video, I will look at top 5 meme tokens, and we'll also look at on the price sections and how the price is doing. This is most likely going to be a video exclusively for the price section, so if you're interested in that, you can just go to the each section. So I won't be adding bonk as well as official Trump because I did cover bonk like one day ago, and I'm not going to cover Trump token because of how it trades. I'm not the fan of that. So we'll be looking at SPX, and we'll also look at PENGU, Pepe, SHIB and DOGE. These are the top 5 meme coins that we will be looking at, and we'll look at the price analysis and price prediction. So let's get started. So the first token that I'm looking at is SPX 6900. So this has had not that of a big launch. As you can see here, back when it launched, it basically traded, if we just look at its market cap, it traded below 17 million or 7 million market cap for like 1 year. As you can see here, when it launched back in August, and it remained like below 40 million market cap till September of 2024, and after that it had a massive run. As you can see, it actually ended up hitting a market cap of 1.4 billion back in Jan of this year. After that it went as low as 200 it went as low as 318 million, and after that it had another massive run. So it actually ended up hitting 2 billion. So that is a massive growth. So I think what this implies that it has really strong community, and overall this meme token does have a massive hype. And as of now, it's going down. Of course, I think there are most likely many traders who are taking the profit as of now, at least for this coin. So as for this coin's price action, I think if we look at how it's doing, so I would say it is following different trend lines. So the it is following the different trend lines. So the first one would be this one, and the next trend line that I think could be this one most likely. Yeah, so this was a bit too steep, and it is actually ended up breaking below this trend line. So if we just change its color, so now it just broke below this green trend line. So I think as of now what it can do, it can follow another trend line. So let's say that it can follow this trend line, which is not that steep, I would say, but again I will just give it a red color. So as of now, what I am expecting for this coin or for SPX would be that somehow it finds some new listing. So this coin has struggled with listings. So if you just look here, it is not available on Binance or even on Coinbase. So if somehow it gets listed on either of the exchanges, I think it could be a really big one. So it has been getting listed on a lot of exchanges, and I think those exchanges too want a trading volume, and they do want to earn some of those trading fees. So I would expect it to get listed sometime soon on Coinbase or even on Binance. That is a possibility. So as of now, what I'm looking at a retest of around 1.42, if that makes sense, because this is a trend line that I think it can also follow as well. Or if it wants to just follow this trend line, it can also do that. So we can expect a retest of around 1.29 is a possibility. Since it is a meme token, I think it can make corrections really fast. So if the market does go down, it will be one of those coins that will most likely tank really hard. So if you are interested in this coin, I think the first entry would be around 1.45 or even like 1.23 or even 1.24. Or if the market continues to go down, we can expect a retest of around 80 cent or even like 90 cent. But I think if we see another meme season, this coin will most likely be one of the biggest gainer in that meme season. So I think that's it for SPX. So let's move on. So the next one is Pudgy penguins or the PENGU token. So this launched back in December of 2024. As you can see here, it launched when the alt season was peaking, so it actually ended up hitting like 4.6 cent. After that, the price basically crashed like 92%, and again it has recovered those gains, so you can say those losses. So this has been, I would say, one of the biggest gainer in a recent I think in this alt season, because it actually ended up going from like 37 to as high as 4.7 cent. This was a massive, I think this was a really surprise for most of the people, because at launch it was one of the biggest meme token launch ever, or it was one of the biggest airdrop ever, but it did not do that well. So most of the airdroppers just sold the coin, and it actually ended up going up. So this was, I would say, a massive W for the PENGU. Now, as of now, again it's holding really well. As you can see here, it has again started to go up from hitting 3.2 cent. But what I'm looking at, if we get a pretty good correction, let's just say that the market goes down and Ethereum goes down, including BTC, what I'm expecting a retest around this level, around 1.7 or 1.6 cent. That seems to be a pretty good one. So the reason I'm looking at that level is because if we just look here, I would like it to follow this trend line. What this trend line will do, it will make it a pretty bullish in the long term. So I am expecting a retest of around 1.7 or 1.6. But if the market just recovers, let's just say that Bitcoin starts to go up and Ethereum starts to go up, I think the PENGU will most likely make a new all-time high, because it is really holding really well. So it could basically be one of the strongest token as of now, and it can recover if the market goes up. But if the market does go down, I'm expecting a retest around this level, and the level I think will most likely be a pretty good buying level for this coin. And after hitting this level, I think it can go and hit new all-time high again. That's a possibility. Anyways, I think that is it for the PENGU. Let's move on to the next one. Now let's look at the third biggest meme token, that is going to be Pepe the frog. Pepe did not have had that much of a good time. So basically back in December, it actually ended up hitting 11 billion, and as of now it just went as high as 5 billion. Again, same thing happened back in May of 2025, same 5 billion, and exact same thing happened May of 2024, around 7 to 6 billion. So it seems like that this level is really strong, a level that it usually rejects from. So basically this is the level that it usually rejects from. So even if it does goes up, I think this is where the token will most likely stop, and it will most likely go down. So like around 17 to 15. So usually what happens in the meme seasons, these tokens, or you can say the meme seasons, each meme season usually has different token that release. And back in December, of course it was Pepe, but as of now it is not the case. So it has not recovered those gains from December. So I think if Pepe gets a chance, or if we do see a hype for the Pepe, there is a pretty good possibility that it can do really well, since it seems to be holding this trend line pretty good. So as of now, I think as long as it continues to trade above this trend line, the token seems to be pretty bullish to me at least. And if somehow it goes as low as, like, let's say that I'm actually using the weekly chart, so it may seems pretty big one, but this is the daily chart. So as long as it remains above this level, and let's say that it goes as low as 93, and it reaches around there, and it goes up from hitting this level, that can happen, because of now overall market is going down. So I'm expecting a wick around this trend line, and if it does that and the market recovers a bit, I think the Pepe could actually recover, and it can go as high as like 17 to 15. And after hitting this level, it does need to break above that, and if it does breaks above that, we could actually go as high as 28 or even higher than that. But I think overall we do need a strong narrative around the Pepe, and as of now it doesn't seem like that is the case, because it did not move that much if we look at from its low. So after hitting a low of 52, it actually went only as high as it's not even 200%, I would say. Again, this is a massive recovery, but I think it is not that high if we look at its all-time high. So again, I think as long as it remains above this trend line, I think the Pepe is bullish. But if it does breaks below this trend line, I think we can expect again 53 or even like 41 is a possibility, or even 83 the possibility. So let's hope that it remains above this trend line, and if the market recovers, I think the Pepe will also recover. So let's have a look at Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, or the SHIB or the Doge. Both of these are the biggest one, as you can see here. Of course, the Doge being the biggest one, it is a market cap of 30 billion, which is a lot. And if we look at how Doge has performed in the past, and back in 2021, it actually ended up hitting like the market cap of over 80 billion. And back in December of 2024, it actually ended up peaking above, slightly above 60 billion, and as of now it actually ended up hitting 20 billion. So it seems like that it is losing 20 billion on each you can say on each alt season. So if the trend continues, I'm afraid that it could actually just go as high as 20 billion in the next meme season, if that ever happens. But I don't think that is going to happen as of now, at least overall. And if you look at the SHIB has been performing really worse, as you can see here. So back in 2021, it went as high as 40 billion, and it went as high as 20, 90, 80 billion, and it only went as high as 9 billion. So SHIB has had its market cap removed, and it went to other meme tokens such as we have Hotcoin, we have Loki, we have SPX, we have Bonk, and we have PENGU. So I think as of now the competition in this meme niche is really tough. So what I'm expecting as of now is that the Doge will most likely remain the biggest one, and I think that won't change anytime soon. And there will be, I think we will most likely have a new token on the second spot in the next meme season. Still it is unclear, but I think the SHIB, looking at how it's struggling, I'm afraid that it actually could start to struggle, and it could actually lose its second spot in the future. So that is a possibility. Again, as of now, I think it does have a pretty good demand zone that is going, and that will most likely push the token even higher if we see it trade around that level. So if the SHIB goes as low as 10 to 93 level, I think it can actually push the SHIB higher. But it seems like that if that doesn't happen, I think it can lose its second spot. And whereas if we look at the Doge is not doing that much good if you look at its scan from December. But again, I think overall it is still the strongest meme coin. Again, if it does go as low as 15 or even 12, I think it will most likely start to go up again. But I'm a bit concerned about the SHIB, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But as of now, the SHIB is not looking that good. But again, it has always gone up from 5 billion to 3 billion. So if it does go as low as 5 billion market cap, I think it will most likely go up again. Or even if it does go as low as 3 billion, I think that is when the token can go up again. So SHIB does have a pretty good support level, so let's see what happens.